Good morning, what is up guys? So Raven here with another comic book review, and today we're going to be talking about another tiny book that happens after King Blank issue number 2, and we're going to be talking about Iron Man and Doctor Doom. This is of course a variant cover. I do prefer a variant cover than a regular one, and this book originally was supposed to come out in in December, sorry, right before the first King in Black. They pushed it so it actually fits where the story is, and I'm kind of grateful for that because it's cool to see. It's like, okay, King Black 2 came out, that's what you're supposed to read because that's next, that's coming out. Great job here. And this book, of course, as usual, it's written by Christopher Cantwell, artist is Salvador LaRocca, and the art, I mean, it's there. You can clearly tell that it is a bit of a more realistic approach to the book, and especially to the art. It doesn't bother me that much, but certain scenes I would like to say going, like not changing the style from what I know from King in Black, even though I know this is a different artist, but not that much. Alright, so this is of course a time book, as we said, and this takes place after Eddie Brock's death. So there are two things off panels that you will not know. First, Eddie died, right? And it takes place like the day after his death. That's first thing. Second thing is that Iron Man, you remember from King in Black number 2, Iron Man had his kind of a symbiote, right? Like a dragon symbiote on him, so he can give it to Eddie Brock. But then Eddie died. His son kind of destroyed that symbiote. Turns out that the symbiote was not destroyed, and it's still connected to the arm of the Iron Man, right? So those are two things that are worth knowing, because that is a surprise from when you open the book, because you literally see Iron Man in that suit. So the Venom suit, right? The symbiote suit, I should say, not a Venom, but just a symbiote suit. Worth remembering that. Is this book good? I mean, it is so far the tie-in that I still enjoyed it, but not as much as the others. It's not as good as the others. I mean, it's kind of like Valkyries here. Those two are good, but not as good as, like, let's say Venom 32, right? It's just not that. I think I mentioned that in that review. But moving forward, so where this book starts, the book actually starts with a throwback of Tony Stark and his father, and father says to him, hey, listen, happy birthday, kid, that I'm gonna give you the building, and he gives him Johnson Bernstein building that we learned that Tony sold for $6 million later, and his dad was proud. And now Tony, in of course the Venom suit, is looking at that building, and he thinks like, well, my father told me, that if I'm gonna stop believing in Santa Claus, everything's gonna be gray and black, cold and gray. Sorry, because it's it's like, hey, it was not actually me. It was Santa Claus who gave you that building. But it's like, yeah, that I know. There's no Santa Claus, so let's cut the bullshit. So father told him, like, yeah, everything's gonna be cold and gray if you don't let some magic into your life. So he keeps talking about it, and as he keeps talking about, like, yeah, I just lost Eddie, he's mourning him, he's like, I don't know what to do, he's like super lost, and you can feel the impact that the death of Eddie Brock had on Iron Man. But then, as Iron Man is sitting down, Doctor Doom shows up, and he goes like, so, like, in his, like, own words, he has this, like, old language that he's, like, in old English. I like that. And he's like, well, so you're gonna be just sitting there? You're a freaking Iron Man. Come on. You would be mourning me as well. Like, he was the villain. I'm a villain. Would you be mourning me? He's like, listen, Doom. You're being a dick again, and you're kind of a dick. You know what? Okay. If I would kill you, and yeah, kind of, I would. It's like, cool. But you're not killing me now, yeah? It's like, no. Like, I don't. It's like, do you believe in Santa Claus, by the way? He's like, what? Like, no, Doom, listen, do you believe in a Santa Claus? He's like, well, in Latveria, I don't really think we believe. He's like, alright, cool. Well, what is that in the sky? And you see sledges and like reindeers, and you like literally you see a Santa Claus, and he's like, wait, is that? You know, it's like, it's not even December, right? And you know, Doom goes like, oh, come on, you're a man of science. Like, it's not. He's like, no, it's freaking Santa. So we see a Santa Claus, nullified Santa Claus. He was like, oh crap, he's going to ruin Christmas. So not only Eddie Brock died, Christmas are ruined. It's like, yeah, priorities. But so they both go and they go fight Santa Claus. He kind of beats them, and Dr. Doom goes like, listen, kid, you don't get one thing. Right, because of course, you know, they got slowly beaten by Santa Claus. You know, they're regrouping together in the building. Santa Claus goes away. It's like, listen, Iron Man, you have that freaking suit with symbiote, right? Why don't you use it, you dumb whatever? Like, use its powers to your advantage. Like, you should know that. You're supposed to be smart. I guess you're not. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, I'm connected to the symbiote. Like, we are one now. So, like, with the suit, I control it. Yeah, I can. Eureka! Like, I can do that. So they go and we go to round 2 against, of course, our Santa Claus. They are able to destroy the sledges, and the Santa Claus just crashes down, crack the cocoon onto the ground, and well, Iron Man says, okay, well, it was an accident, right? And you saw that. It wasn't a Santa-cide. So Iron Man's like, well, I killed Eddie Brock. Now I've killed Santa. Well, F me. What a day. But Santa wakes up. He goes like, ha, I'm gonna kill you. And he like swears at them. And Dr. Doom goes like, that was extraordinary profane. So we got this black mass coming out, like this thing coming out of mouth and eye sockets of Santa Claus. We got a beautiful splash page right there where Iron Man shoots back, and as Iron Man shoots back, he cures the Santa Claus, and Santa Claus is no more nullified. So we learned that Santa Claus is there. Is he real? That's a question, because he starts referring to both of our heroes by name, who's naughty, who's not. And Iron Man scans and goes like, well, he's like a Michael Dunwoody from where? From New Jersey. So I don't think that's a Santa. And you know, and Dr. Doom goes like, well, he knew our name, but they're like no secret. But he knew who's bad and good. Yeah, that's also not really a secret. Because like, well, I'm gonna give it a benefit of a doubt. Just a thought, think about it, Iron Man, and for now, listen, the idea is that we gotta work together. Like, we gotta figure it out, and I want you to give me, like, that symbiote suit. And he was like, well, no. It's like, no, like, we have to work together to have that suit also on me, so we can battle against Null. And he goes like, you know what, we'll see. I'll call you, alright? I'm just gonna go. There are like other stuff happening. I'm just gonna go. And he leaves Dr. Doom, and Dr. Doom's like, could that guy that was a Santa Claus be a Sorcerer Supreme? And that's how the book ends. It, like, you can tell, of course, next Iron Man number 5, you know, it's not a tie-in book. You can tell that this is like a nice short story, that you can tell that, hey, even Santa Claus got nullified, and, you know, the whole takeout from this is, like, Doctor Doom wants that symbiote that Iron Man has. That's it. And is this gonna play any role coming to the King in Black? We don't know. It's just a nice, cool short story. It's a one-shot. That's how I treat it. It's not bad, not good. It's like it's okay. So it's like a solid 6 out of 10. It's one of the stories where you read it, you're like, cool, yeah, whatever. Santa Claus, whoa, they're fighting Santa Claus, and they're like, yeah, cool, it doesn't matter. So it's one of those books that I don't think it's gonna matter that much. I hope it will, especially the fact that Dr. Doom wants that Iron Man costume with the Venom, or like Venom on like symbiote onto his suit. But this also could have been told in like literally one panel in King in Black number 3 or 4 or 5, whatever. So this is like like if this Santa Claus is gonna turn out to be a Sorcerer Supreme that's gonna help in the last battle, then great. Then this mattered to me. Like this story is a nice, short, but does not matter. But it's like, hey, we gotta just show that Iron Man is sad. 6 out of 10. That's it. I can't rate it any higher. So for now, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't purchased the book yet, you don't have to. This is not an obligatory book, and it's one of those that you could like, yeah, cool, it exists. That's it, right, from me. So thank you guys so much. Goodbye, good night, have a fantastic rest of the day. Take care, bye. 6 out of 10 for Doctor Doom and Iron Man King in Black tie-in.